Hello and welcome to the Python Project 1 Tic-Tac-Toe game. Here we will make the simple game of Tic-Tac-Toe, and it's kind of a hello world project. Many programmers start writing projects by making this game. So in order to make the whole game, we have to segment the problem into small pieces. And here you can see the small steps that it will take to write the whole game. In the first step, we want to see a representation of the board. That's why we will print a board and fix the coordinates. Let's say in a tic-tac-toe game, there are 9 squares, right? So we will mark these coordinates with 9 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, starting from the lower left. And at step 2, it will come to the players. We will assign markers to players. Let's say the first player will take X and the second player take 0 or O, whatever fits, so that we can distinguish one player's input from the other, and we'll also take the player input. The first player will give their input as X, and the other player will give their input as O. At step 3, we will put a marker on the board just to check whether our assignment of coordinates is working correctly. And step 4, this is kind of a set of conditions, the winning game conditions. We know that in tic-tac-toe, one player wins if they can put their inputs in diagonally, vertically, or horizontally. If the 3 markers are in line, then we will set that as a game definition, as a winning condition. At step 5, we will take the player's input to see who goes first, and we will take a random function to assign a marker to a first player or assign a marker to a second player, just to decide every time the game is played which player is supposed to go first. At step 6, we will have to check whether the game is still on. Let's say several players have submitted their inputs, and we have to check whether the game is still ongoing, whether the winning condition is not met yet, and a space in the board is still available. And also we have to check whether the board is full. If the board is full, we will have to decide whether player 1 or player 2 has won, or the game is drawn. And also at step 8, we have to check against the player's input, and we have to check the board simultaneously. I will take a coordinate from the player. Let's say the player in the game, the player as an input will input X or O, and we will ask in which coordinate you want to put your marker. Let's say he or she will say number 8, then we'll put that marker in that coordinate, but before that we'll check whether it's available or not. And at step 9, we'll check whether the game has ended. If it is ended, we will keep an option to play again. Just a typo here. And at step 10, this is the hardest part. We have to combine all the code blocks from step 1 to step 9. We'll combine all these fragments into one piece by using loops and conditionals to successfully run the game. So let's get started writing the code.